But one comment that you had made in there, and I want to make sure that I read it so that way I don't misquote it. But I wanted you to unpack is you said, and it was funny because again you're just painting, you're just chilling, and then all of a sudden you said this statement, and I'm like, yo, I want to definitely know more about that. But so
Mm.
you said, don't overlook the old because the new walked in. Explain what you meant by that.
Oh man. All right. Well, that statement can go a lot of ways, and sometimes I talk in entendres. My bad. um, but so at the time, what I meant was uh, throughout the entirety of us, my brother and I painting these doors. We coming together trying to plan what we gonna do. He's like, yo, we're gonna get this airless sprayer. Like he's telling me about all these, different type of like technology we're gonna use to paint this house, right? All I know is about the little spray gun that I got, what I'm saying, off Amazon. But he's like, yeah, we're gonna get this airless sprayer, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this, we're gonna get that, we're gonna rent this from Home Depot, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, all right, bet. So he's like, it's gonna make the work, it's gonna cut down the work like 50%.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, bet. So we get it. Airless sprayer blows up, paint everywhere. It's supposed to be able to spray paint throughout the house, and just like at a high rate or high level or whatever.
Right. Right.
And man, it kept having like paint spills. Paint was spilling out and getting on everything. Some of the paint got on some of like the personal furniture and all that. We had to clean that off. It became more of a hassle than a help. And so what ends up happening is we ended up having to go right back to the old school way, painting the walls with the
Yep.
broom, painting the walls
Yep.
with the stick. Um, Had to do it old school. And then we had some more issues that kind of happened along the way. But the same thing again. I tried to use the hand sprayer that I know to use, my little version, my baby version. And what ends up happening is that ends up getting clogged. I end up clearing it out. Still won't spray any paint the right way. So I had to get on the doors and do it by hand. And so I'm like, you
Mm.
know what? Man, all this new technology I'm down for, but sometimes you can't overlook the old school. The old school way allowed me to get it much more efficiently, effectively and efficiently. Like it was fine the way that I had to do it, and I got it done a lot faster doing that than spending so much time wasting time trying to figure out how to get the new machinery working. And so that's why I made that statement, because I was like, man, sometimes you just got to go with the old school and not overlook the old school just because the new school just walked in. Um, but I say that also as like a line of wisdom to just people listening, um, in any form or fashion or any capacity. Um, a lot of times we like to overlook, like we overlook those who already been here. People who have put time and effort to pave a way, wherever it is. It could be at your job, it could be at home, it could be even at church, whatever it might be. Just because they've been there for the longest. Sometimes we look
Yeah.
at people either with seniority, like with respect, or we overlook them, like you can't be used no more. You old. And one thing that I've learned in this season is that, man, sometimes you have to embrace the wisdom of the old. You have to embrace the wisdom, not just the wisdom, but just the experience of the old, and take that and use it, and learn that it's still effective today. I've learned that spending time with my mother, and she's allowed me to see things from her perspective, as we're generations apart, and I'm learning. Oh man, this wisdom is valuable for where I am today as well, and so just a lot of learning that I've learned, that I've obtained, a lot of wisdom that I've obtained just painting doors, but also just, man, having real relationships with people as I see, oh man, you have something to bring to the table. You have something to offer to the table.
Right. Right. Right.
This is new information. I could use this, but also let me utilize the old information that's already been here. Let me use that old school wisdom too. So, I mean, all of it is useful. Take note. Always listen to the ones who was here before you. They got something to bring and offer to the table that you may have not looked at or considered.